Hello, everyone. We will start the artist talk of After War. This is the actors and the collaboration and the musicians and the civilian actors from NTLOT and NTL MOA. Did I say it right? It's okay. So this is the creative team of After War. And first of all, we would like to introduce Per, the director of Odin, NTLOT, and please say hi to everyone. Per?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you. I think that what you managed and what you did is something which is quite impossible and possible at the same time. A question will arrive: what gave the energy to keep up during this pandemic? And I think you are the perfect image of why we should consider to collaborate, even though we are so different. I think what art can do in relation to this is what you managed, and the rest of the world should be artists as well, because art lead people to find a way to collaborate, but also a way to understand different kind of perspectives. So in a very sad world, everybody is the same. In a very good world, everybody is different, and we will cope with the differences in different way, but we will find a way at the end. I think this is really something which you all did. I'm really sorry that I cannot be there with you to experience this kind of journey, but from the bottom of my heart, I really salute you all with all the efforts, all the energy. And I can see that also some of you I met 3 years ago in Gwangju. So there are ways which will lead also into the future. So I think you created a very solid ground for any kind of collaborations for the future. What it will be, we don't know. Will it be? Yes, I think it's possible. So thank you again. And the last thing is I want to say is that I'm really sorry that Dongil not can be there together with you. I know that he's going to the hospital in Seoul, and I really just hope that his mother will be okay. But again, thank you to all of you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Per. Why don't we give a hand to Per? And then I would like to ask Roberta how it was to work with Moa and them.
Hello. Well, it has of course been a big pleasure and honor to work with Moa, and seeing the result now, all of you sitting there and enjoying the pleasure of the result of a long journey is fantastic. I was asked to work with 6 young, talented people, each one very talented in their field, and to try to create a common physical and working language. And this was a wonderful opportunity for me, and I enjoyed very much working with them and creating this common physical language that is based on working on actions and creating scores that then allow the actor to be comfortable on stage, to feel safe on stage, and to be able to shine on stage through this fixed score. It has been a process. I've been working in different moments, and each time we met, I felt that the work went deeper. And so when the Korean actors came into the picture, I mean, Yang Lan and Tong Chuk, then it was very nice also to work with them and to feel how they were used to work with physical scores and what big physical knowledge they had. Great, great, great actors, great people, very skilled. So working with these wonderful people, it has been enormously interesting and enjoyable. Yes. And now that I see all of you there and many, many other people, I think what a great, huge journey you made together to come to this moment. And because of this performance is born in pandemic, it's a pandemic performance. It has been dancing with COVID all the way around. And seeing you there, it makes me feel that you are really good dancers. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta. Thank you, Roberta. And then next is a self-introductory and sharing our episodes about the collaboration. And before I will start with my introductory, so I give it a shot to explain. I will do it in Korean. 반갑습니다. 저는 최근우라고 하고요. 여기서는 미디어 아카이빙 감독이자 사진작가 그리고 영상작업으로 참여한 최근우라고 합니다. 저는 우선 이 과정을 덴마크에서도 2달 동안 같이 이 작업이 이루어지는 것을 목격을 하면서 그리고 오늘 마지막 공연이 끝나는 데까지 같이 목격을 하고 관찰을 하고 촬영을 하면서 사실 짧은 이야기로는 다 담을 수 없는 너무나 많은 감정들을 지금 느끼고 있어서 지금 되게 꿈을 꾸고 있는 그런 기분이 많이 들어요. 지금 제가 무슨 얘기를 하고 있는지도 잘 모르겠을 정도로 그냥 이게 모든 게 다 꿈만 같고 저희가 항상 그 마지막에 하는 말이 있는데 We did it 이라는 말을 합니다. 우리는 마침내 해냈다라는 얘기를 했는데 We did it. 우리는 했지만 우리는 앞으로도 많은 작업을 이어나갈 거고 그 이야기들을 같이 지켜보면서 관찰하면서 촬영할 수 있었으면 좋겠다 이런 생각을 하고 있고 이 모든 모임분들이 얼마나 대단한 분들인지 제가 찍은 사진과 영상으로 다 보여드릴 수는 없지만 그 한 장 한 장에 그 호흡과 그런 감정들이 좀 담겨 있었으면 하는 바람을 가지고 있습니다. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Elsebeth. Marie Rahbek Banke. Some also call me Sus. This has been, as Roberta and Per also said, a very long journey, also for me. It started for 2 years ago, and it has been for me a great, great challenge to see how it's been growing from the start, and also to collaborate with Dongil to understand 2 different cultures, performance like this. So from the start, I didn't know anything, almost anything about Korea and Asia. So it has been 2 years reading books, making research of wars, Korean War, Gwangju Uprising, and lots of doors have been opened for me. And in this last year, when I discovered that I have to direct this play, it's really been interesting to see how Roberta, Iben, and Tay have been working with you. I was sitting watching you for 100 hours, just looking how they were working with the principle of Nordisk Teater Laboratorium and Odin Theater. And you have really been growing deeply. And also to work with you as giving you first a little text and then see how it was growing out of this. I was giving Caroline one about the ginkgo tree and you about the moon and you about the food in Vietnam and the Russian Rhineck and the tiger and the ants. And then later on, Yonglan and Dong Chok was joining in. This has been really been interesting to see how you've been working with the material and how we have been sharing it. You have been giving me text, I have been working with it and giving back. And this here now in the end, when I was away the last 10 days of the production, you managed to do it. And also that we have to bring in the new musicians. You have really been lifting up this performance. And we have been working with this music for almost 1.5 years, and now we really could hear, and now we could mix music from west to east. And I think especially the music part in this last process have been bringing and been lifting up the performance. And this to work with Young Lan and Dong Chok to put them inside this play have also been something which really have been showing our difference also in culture and how we are playing. And I think the biggest gift for the performance is that the actors is so different. Also the cultures. Even that me and Dongil have been discussing a lot, sometimes very loud. Then is it also the way we have two passionate people? You want to make clear what you see and feel, and you want to bring it to life. So in that way, it has been a very exciting process with Dongil, and I'm lucky that he's such a warm person. So we have got a lot out of our discussions. And I'm also glad that he insists of a lot of things. So I'm in end also understood why. So this has been a big challenge, and I've learned a lot. And then in the end, I would just to say thank you to Emilia, who was saving all the communication in the end. And also to work with a choreographer in this production have been really nice and good for me and for all the people here. So thank you, Emilia. Thank you for everybody.
My name is Rahbek. I'm an actor in After War. And I would say my first role in this beautiful project was role as a new guy, because I joined as a last member of the group. But from a first moment, I felt included. I felt as a part of the group, and everyone welcomed me as best as possible. And I would say it was a hell of a journey from very beginning, and trainings and getting experiences from our masters. Mornings when I wasn't even able to wake up or get up out of bed and I couldn't walk. Through creative process and learning about all the subject, about the wars, about our different cultures, learning from my colleagues, things about theater, music, and everything, how we put it together. And it was a wonderful experience, and how we was able to overcome all difficulties with pandemic, with everything. It's just amazing what we were able to create, and I just feel so grateful to everyone from Nordisk Data Laboratorium, to our group, to Keep Up, to everyone with you in this room. And I just want to say one big thank you, everyone who is here and who is not here, Dongil. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Edouard Trouillet. I'm a performer in this project, and it has been a wonderful process. No. We had moments. Yeah, we had. I had moments I hated all of us, included myself, most of all. But it has been hard. But we did it. We did it. And today, I'm very proud and happy of where we arrived and what we finally did, the result. I mean, it has been a very hard group work, but we managed with all the differences and all what happened. And yeah, for this, thank you. I'm very happy.
Hello, I'm Sinil, and I'm also an actor in the After War. And the fact that you maintained this pair, that you kept insisting that we should have this contract, we should despite Corona, despite all the obstacles, that this project was important to carry out. And I cannot believe that we finished all 4 performances, that we managed with all the evil spirits that has haunted this project. Sometimes it has really felt like that. I'm very grateful to have been part of this process, to have been part of the group, and I'm very grateful that we got joined by Yonglan and Don Shok and by Kuno and by Sori that is not here, and by all the musicians here in Korea and the dancers, that we managed to create this together, and that we managed to... War is such an ugly subject. It's the worst thing that we humans keep doing to each other, and that we, in the exploration of this terrible subject, managed to create something that was beautiful in the end. Even though we are talking about something that terrible, I think it's quite amazing. And I'm very happy that I've been part of this journey with you.
Hello, I'm Petra. I am also an actor in this project. I was the assistant last year of the Sorrow of Seeds, and then I came in a back door, and they asked me, Pia said to me, "Oh, you can also join as an actor." I said, okay. So that's my way in, and it's pretty amazing for me. And being able to feel that you could contribute with your own material as well, creating music and experimenting with your body together with Even and Tay and Roberta, it has really been hard and really mind how do you say that? Expanding, yes. So this I'm so happy for, and then also when finally the Koreans, which they were called until they came, it was amazing. I've been such a joy working with you two. Like really, I love working with you on stage, playing. I feel there's a good energy. Yes, I'm very grateful for being able to sit here. And I got very touched today receiving the presents and from all of you, and very touched of feeling, wow, this happened. And I didn't, all the way, I could not believe that it would happen. I said, no, first when we are playing, I believe it. When we play all 4, I believe that we actually did this, because there was always something that wanted to take this away from us somehow. So I'm just really grateful for all of you, and that we all are able to sit here together. Yeah, it's a gift. Yes, thank you.
안녕하세요. 애프터의 이름 없는 청년 역할을 맡은 최동혁이라고 합니다. 애프터는 정말 근우가 얘기한 것처럼 좀 저한테도 꿈 같은 것 같고요. 덴마크에 도착해서 이벤, 로베르타, 타케한테 이제 워크숍을 받는 순간도 다 꿈만 같고, 덴마크에서 한국으로 넘어올 때 이제 코로나 때문에 이제 한국으로 못 갈 뻔한 것도 꿈만 같고, 이렇게 한국에 MOA 팀이 와서 공연을 했다는 것 자체가 다 꿈만 같습니다. 뭐 일단 페어 대표님한테 좀 감사하다는 얘기를 드리고, 그리고 참가시켜준 이제 이동일 연출가님과 그다음에 서스 연출, 그리고 이 오딘 여정에 함께하게 돼서 너무 항상 감사함을 느끼고, 그리고 영광을 다 모두에게 돌립니다. 항상 감사합니다.
Hi, this is Younglan Lee. I played Mother Earth and Mother Human role in After War. which was really glorious for me. Because in everyday life, I've never been motherly mother. But on stage, I was mother of earth and mother of everybody. So I tried it, actually. So it was really great opportunity for me to get more mature inside me. And then I was happy. I was able to dance. Actually, I started my Korean dance when I was 5, and then I just been dancing ever since, even my university major. So I feel really privileged to present the Korean dance movement and Korean ethos, which is embedded underneath the movement and breathing and the movement patterns and all the rhythms, all those things. So I'm really grateful to let me use that kind of movement and lines and breathings, and which I haven't been doing that much. I almost forgot, but that really revived myself again on stage. Thank you very much. And then I also felt very privileged to go to Odeon Theater early October and stay there for 2 months in Pavilion, which I miss very much. I really miss those sceneries through my windows from my room and the small corridors through the music room and to the red room, black room, white room, and all those 60-year-old history of Odeon flavor and air I was in. That was really privileged. I could have felt the genuine spirit, the theatricality, I mean, the spirit the theater has to maintain, in the future also. But I was really tired, and I had to do the 8 o'clock warming up and until around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then after that, I also have to clean the seats and everything. I was much more tired, cleaning than actually making productions, So in Korea, I'm so happy I don't have to clean. Anyway, it's all very beautiful memories, and with you all guys. And I was really glad to see you guys came to Korea. I know you don't like Gwangju very much, but it's because you never seen whole Korea. That's why. Maybe next time you will love it. Okay? Thank you very much.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. Hello everyone, and Roberta and Per. Hello. My name is Hae-jun Bak. I am an actor, and I did choreography prologue 처용 performance. I had to open the first chapter. Wonderful work. So I had a lot of worries. I think it was possible because we fused our creation well and opened our hearts. It was a beautiful experience. Thank you. I love you so much. Bye, and Roberta and Per.
안녕하세요. I'm one of the performers from After War. I will speak a little bit about my journey as fast as I can. I started just jumping in the performance last year of Sorrow and Seeds, and I had no idea of what it was, and no idea of what Odin was and what Vestjylland was. Then I came in, and everything was a shock and a pain in the belly, and I just wanted to run away several times, and I did, and God brought me back somehow 100 times, and everything made me stay, even though there was a lot in me that didn't want to stay. I could somehow I had an intuition that there was a lot for me to learn, and that everything that wanted me to run away was impulses of not wanting to see what I could take in or learn from this whole experience. And I feel like it has made some wounds in me, but it has also healed me because it has organized some things in me. In my art, it's always been movement and music as two separate things, and performance has been either or. But coming to Odin and doing this performance has made a thread, or has brought together the body and the sound that the body makes, or the sound that the human can make, and this has made more peace in me because it has been a struggle for me, and I'm very happy for that. And the whole journey has made me acknowledge that over and over, and it has been wonderful to meet all the people and meet different people who have different ideas and dreams. And I've always had a passion for cultures and Asian cultures and old traditions. So meeting this has been very, very, very inspiring. I'm very grateful. Thank you. 감사합니다.
My name is Caroline Leonora Seidelin Banke, and I would start out to make a huge disclaimer on Young Lan's previous call out. She asked us if we didn't enjoy Korea while we were in the quarantine, and that might have transposed as a slight disliking, but that definitely was paid back. The minute we came to Gwangju, I would even say the minute we exited the facility, Korea has been really shown us open arms. It's been very overwhelming, the gratitude that we have been meeting here. And I'm in this production also as an actress and as a musician. And in the past, in the post-production, I have also been sharing the work, directing the collaboration with the Korean musicians, with Mr. Moon and Mr. O and the two here behind me. My journey started also in 2020 with Sorrow of Seeds, and it's surely been a bumpy ride, and also I have had the feeling of being haunted of bad spirits until after the premiere. Actually, it was more likely for all of us to imagine that it would not happen than that it would actually happen. It's been postponed on numerous amounts of times, also up until almost the day before the premiere. So, and sometimes even on the day of the premiere, we had difficulties going through. So it's been today is an unbelievable day that we finished. For 2 years, this project has been in advance in our calendar. It's something that has been laying ahead, and now suddenly we're here on the other side, and we are a team of 30 people. And in Denmark, at some point when this project started, we were only 4 actors, and now we're a huge team. And I really have enjoyed a lot the exchange that I was very afraid would not happen because of the time pressure and the rescheduling and all of the things. And here in the end of this project, I must just say that there has been a great deal of exchange, both with the Odin actors, the older generation of NTL, with us who worked with them, but also between the European organization and the Korean organization. And especially the meeting with Korean traditional music for me has been very heart-opening, and I am very grateful for this. And I think I will finish like this.
안녕하세요. 저는 문현입니다. My last name, Moon, M-O-O-N, is well matched with M-O-A, Moon of Asia. 예. 저는 요번에 크게는 이제 음악 인스트럭터로 있었고 작게는 처용무 팀의 댄서 앤드 싱어, 트레디셔널 싱어로 참여를 했습니다. 그리고 2019년 늦여름인가 여름쯤에 첫 워크숍에 참여도 해서 그때 오셨던 분들이 모두 엘디스트였어요. 그래서 오딩극 때는 전부 이렇게 원로 분들만 계신가 생각했는데 except 지금의 그 대표이신 페어만 빼고는 나머지 다 60, 70대셨어요. 60s and 70s. But at this time, all younger generation, very distinguished from that year. So 그래서 제가 에너지를 많이 받았습니다. 이게 이제 저도 이번에 덴마크를 갈 뻔했는데 좀 스케줄이 안 맞아서 못 갔는데요. 하여튼 그런 점에서는 아쉬웠는데 하여튼 일단 그 뮤직 그 반주팀이 좀 체인지 됐잖아요. 바뀌어가지고 저희 이제 새로이 짜여진 팀의 입장에서 이제 여러분이 덴마크에서 최종적으로 연습했던 그 스테이지를 그 동영상을 보면서 우리가 짜맞추는 일을 서울에서 여러분과 만나기 전에 한 2주간 서울에서 연습할 당시에는 굉장히 난감했습니다. 더욱이 오딘 극단의 체계가 같이 이루어 나가는, 같이 합심해서 하나씩 이루어져 나가는 작업 스케줄을 가고 있는데 이번에는 저도 못 갔고 또 불의적으로 음악팀이 약간 바뀌는 과정에서 이미 어느 정도 짜맞춰져 있는 이 작업에 우리가 거기에 맞춰서 한다는 것이 굉장히 애매하고 힘들었고요. 하여튼 그래서 제가 일단 그 우리 음악팀을 어레인지할 때 일당백, 즉 뭐 예산과 뭐 그런 여러 가지 문제 때문에 많은 우리 음악팀을 꾸릴 수는 없었고 일당백으로 한 사람당 여러 가지 악기를 하면서 실력 있는 뮤지션을 선별하려고 애썼는데요. 마침 제가 믿고 신뢰하는 오경자 씨 검은고 플레이어한테 의뢰를 한 결과 우리 오경자 씨가 두 아주 익셀런트한 뮤지션들을 이렇게 섭외하는 덕택으로 저는 요번에 거의 그냥 놀고 먹는 식으로 음악 감독일 별로 하는 일 없이 잘 아주 좋은 평을 받을 수 있었던 행운아였습니다. 그런 점에서 하여튼 굉장히 행복하고 보람 있었고요. 하여튼 이번 기회에 여러분 훌륭한 액터들 또 우리 방키 연출가님 그리고 우리의 시민 배우들 우리 2019년도에 같이 우리 했었던 우리 시민 배우들을 3년 만에 다시 만날 수 있어서 너무 반갑고 행복하고 영광스러웠고요. 감사했습니다. 네.
안녕하세요. 3년이라는 시간 전, 그러니까 2년 전에 이미 여러분들께서는 먼저 만났던 사람들이고 이번에 뮤지션으로 처음으로 이렇게 여러분들을 만나게 돼서 실은 되게 흥분되고 되게 기대를 많이 하고 이 오딘 극단을 만나게 됐습니다. 저는 검은고 연주자, 이름은 오경자고요. 제가 여기 태어난 곳이 광주에서 태어났어요. 그래서 이번 이 공연에 참여할 수 있었던 거는 내가 태어났던 고향에 와서 내가 그동안 배웠던 검은고를 가지고 여러분들의 음악 그 연극 안에 어떻게 내가 끼어들면 될까라는 생각을 많이 하고 이 연극에 들어왔는데 와서 보니까 이 오딘 극단에서 연극만 하는 것이 아니라 악기도 연주하고 노래도 하고 그런데 그 같이 참여를 하면서 이 덴마크 음악을 들으면서 오히려 우리나라와 공통된 점이 뭔가를 좀 찾아봤던 것 같아요. 그래서 여기 오늘 이번 이 한국에 오신 오딘 극단에서 제가 같이 참여하면서 연주했던 우리나라의 전통 음악을 여러분들께 뭔가 이렇게 좀 전달하고 싶었던 그런 의지를 가지고 좀 여러분들 음악에 좀 깊이 참여를 했었고요. 특히나 이 민주항쟁을 가지고 했을 때 제가 5.18 항쟁이 있을 때 제가 중학교 1학년 때 그 일이 이 광주에서 일어났었거든요. 그때 제가 이 광주라는 지역에 있었기 때문에 이번 공연에 참여할 때 되게 마음이 많이 아팠고 그다음에 조금 더 적극적으로 연주 플레이를 할 수 있었던 것 같습니다. 이 음악 감독님 때문에 이렇게 여러분들 전쟁 후에 이렇게 참여할 수 있었던 뮤지션으로서 너무 행복했고요. 여러분들을 만나서 너무 반가웠습니다. 다음에 또한 기회가 된다면 한 번 더 여러분들과 좋은 음악을 선사할 수 있는 그런 기회가 됐으면 감사하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Hello, my name is Woo-Ju Lee, and I'm Korean traditional percussion player. So I joined this team Auden very late, about a month ago, and we started making musics together. It was very difficult, but the player and the rollers actually give me an advice for a lot of things. Well, we have to do something in this scene. I think this should be better, and we keep conversationing each other and made a good performance here. It was a great honor to play in a musical in Gwangju with Denmark team Odin. If you have another plan to make an awesome musical or a performance, please call me. I'll make it more better. Thank you.
안녕하세요. 그 뮤지션 팀 문상준이라고 합니다. 이번에 같이 이렇게 음악을 하게 돼서 정말 영광스럽고 3년이라는 시간 동안 음악을 만들었지만 저희는 이제 짧게 만났던 부분이 좀 아쉬웠던 부분이지만 이렇게 완성된 음악을 할 수 있어서 되게 좋았던 것 같고, 이렇게 이제 저희 음악팀 선생님들, 이제 무용팀 선생님들, 덴마크 에드워드, 유라이, 시밀, 페트라, 에브람, 캐롤린, 너무 영광이었습니다. 정말 감사합니다.
반갑습니다. 강주 시민 배우 역할을 했던 전상진입니다. 저는 5.18을 이곳에서 직접 경험하고 목격했습니다. 총을 쏘고 젊은이들이 피를 흘리고 쓰러지고, 또 여러분들이 그 잘 보여줬던 많은 시체들이 상부관에 질비하게 누워있고 울음소리가 들리는 그 현장을 봤던 사람입니다. 이 자리가 계엄군들이 젊은 학생들을 총을 쏴서 죽음을 보이는 그런 역사적이고 비극적인 장소입니다. 이곳에서 오딘 극장 우리 귀한 배우들과 우리 한국의 배우님들이 이렇게 위로해주고 천도해주고 또 진원제를 그걸 통해서 해주신 것에 대해서 강주 시민을 대표해서 진심으로 감사합니다. 이런 비극을 통해서 또 우리가 어떤 희망을 볼 수 있는 것이 우리가 해야 할 일이기 때문에 바라기는 오딘 극단에서 앞으로 10년 동안 세계 곳곳을 다니면서 전쟁의 이런 피해와 상처가 있는 많은 사람들을 위로해 주시고 또 강주의 이런 역사를 많이 알려주셔서 여러분들도 발전하고 또 강주의 이런 아픔도 치유받을 수 있는 기회가 있기를 바랍니다. 대단히 감사합니다.
Hi, my name is Emily Lund, Emilie in Danish. My role in this play has been to be the assistant director and the choreographer. The journey have got new angles, arriving here in Korea because the director Sus got corona, and I had to do a little extra task here and there. It has been an amazing process. It has been an amazing country to arrive in after the corona time in the hotel. It was a very warm welcome to come to ACC and K-pop and feel the whole train of support, feel all the people joining in the project. And I think this was only possible because everybody was up for giving what they have and to give their best. So thank you also for, in the time I was doing my extra task to give the support for me to do so. This journey has been crazy. I have only been in the last part of it, but I have followed Elsebeth or Sus, changing the script 10 times depending on the group she was working with. It has been a huge challenge, I think, but I'm very proud to see that you made it to the end. And it has been a pleasure to follow, both being inside and also being outside, be the one that can observe and discuss and reflect with you. So thank you.
저는 이번에 한국팀 조연출을 맡은 노푸름입니다. 감사합니다. 처음 19년도에 우연한 기회로 참여하게 돼서 그때는 갑자기 워크숍을 받고 배우도 해보고 악사도 해보면서 오딘의 피지컬 스코어도 그렇고 지금 이 순간에 함께 현존하는 거를 할 수 있어서 너무너무 좋았던 기억이 있었어요. 그 프로젝트가 잘 이어질 수 있었고 그리고 지금 3년째 이 결과를 낼 수 있었다는 거에 너무너무 기뻤고요. 그리고 참여해서 선생님들을 다시 뵙고 그리고 또 새로운 배우분들과 연출분들 이렇게 만날 수 있어서 너무 좋았습니다. 다시 함께 할 수 있어서 행복했고 잘 마칠 수 있어서 감사합니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 배우 오지숙입니다. 저의 첫 대사가 눈 뜨면 전쟁이었죠 라는 대사인데 사실 우리 공연이 첫날부터 오미크론이 확산돼가지고 광주뿐만 아니라 전국이 들썩였어요. 아주 안 좋은 이슈로. 거기다가 그저께 뉴스에는 우크라이나와 러시아가 전쟁이 일어나서 뉴스에 계속 연일 보도됐었거든요. 그런 와중에 우리가 광주에서 지금 무탈하게 전쟁후에라는 작품을 하게 돼서 굉장히 의미가 있었어요. 그래서 되게 뜻깊은 시간이었고 저는 그리고 또 작품에 대해서 하고 싶은 말은 제가 어릴 때 브로드웨이 뮤지컬을 엄청 오랜 기간 했어요. 여러분도 다 알만한 캐츠, 브로드웨이 42nd Street, Notre Dame de Paris, and 뷰티 앤 비스트 등등 브로드웨이에서 갖고 온 오리지널 뮤지컬을 많이 해봤는데 거기는 진짜 잘 짜여진 공연이잖아요. 시스템과 모든 배우 롤과 스텝 롤이. 근데 제가 오딘의 공연을 프롤로그부터 시작해서 오케스트라석에서 앙상블까지 하면서 이렇게 잘 지켜봤는데 아주 잘 짜여진 극이라고 생각했어요. 거기에 우리의 완벽한 음악팀까지 합세되니까 정말 빈틈없이 정말 잘 짜여진 공연이라고 생각이 됐어요. 우리 영란 선생님을 정말 데모처럼 주축해서 한 명 한 명 안 보이는 사람 없이 너무 잘 짜여졌고 거기에 움직임에 거기에 음악까지 너무 멋있게 잘 짜여진 공연이어갖고 저는 매회 보면서 굉장히 많은 생각을 하게 되는 공연이었고 어쩌면 지금도 전쟁 중이지만 앞으로도 이 공연이 계속돼서 많은 분들에게 많은 생각을 하게 되고 전 세계에 다 모든 분들이 이 공연으로 많은 생각을 가지고 또 그래도 살만한 세상이라는 걸 느끼고 다시 한번 힘을 내는 그런 공연이 됐으면 좋겠어요. 그래서 저의 또 대사 중에 하나가 아직도 꿈이 있고 가야 할 길이 있기 때문이죠 라는 대사가 있는데 우리 이 전쟁 후의 팀은 그래서 아직도 더 가야 할 길이 있는 것 같습니다. 감사합니다.
저는 한종호입니다. 하모니카 연주자고요. 2019년도에 바원인의 전쟁의 슬픔, 그것을 이제 덴마크 오딘 팀하고 서울에 귀한 연극팀하고 해서 함께 했기 때문에 이번에 전쟁 후 전쟁 후에 그 연극은 굉장히 이제 기대와 이제 설렘을 가지고 이렇게 임하게 되었습니다. 근데 이 장소가 굉장히 좀 뜻깊은 장소라는 생각이 들거든요. 그때 도청이 있어가지고 시민군하고 이제 진압군하고 서로 이제 유혈 충돌이 돼서 많은 사람들이 다치고 사망하고 한 그런 장소를 지금 국립아시아문화전당으로 만들어 가지고 이 장소에 바로 도청 그 밑에 지하 이제 4층에서 그 전쟁 후에 그런 그 삶을 공연했다는 것은 굉장히 저로서는 큰 의미가 있다는 생각이 또 많이 들었습니다. 그리고 제가 그 5월의 노래라는 곡을 그렇게 했는데요. 그 노래가 이제 그 묘비 없는 죽음의 이제 그 커다란 이름 이렇게 드려지고 불려지고 그리고 죽지 않는 그런 그 목숨의 이 노래를 드린다는 그런 그 5월의 노래가 굉장히 좋아가지고 제가 많이 생각을 하고 이것을 어떻게 표현을 하면 좋을까 굉장히 많이 생각을 하면서 하모니카 연주를 했습니다. 그리고 이 지금 오딘 팀이 그 순간순간 쉬는 시간에도 연습을 굉장히 하시더라고요. 그리고 이제 서울에 최영무 이렇게 하시는 분들도 굉장히 열정적으로 하시는 모습을 보고 여기에 나도 더 몰입을 해야 되겠다는 그런 생각도 많이 했습니다. 귀하고 소중한 시간이었고요. 이 전쟁은 정말 없어져야 되고 전쟁보다는 평화 그리고 이 사랑, 민주주의 이것이 우리 더 꼽혀야 되겠다는 그런 생각을 이번에 또 더 하게 되었습니다. 감사합니다. 예, 영광입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 오소후라는 팬네임입니다. My pen name is 오소후. 저는 시인이고 시낭송가이고 강주에서 태어나 지금 74세입니다. 강주에서 학교 다니고 강주에서 공부하고 일하고 이렇게 살았습니다. 제 소망은 강주에 예술이 있었으면 좋겠다라는 것을 아주 간절히 오늘 그 배우님이 어디 가셨는데 타는 목마름으로 간절히 바랬던 사람인데 오늘 아시아 전당에 예술의 꽃이 피었습니다. 그래서 강주에 사는 무등산입니다. 그래서 무등산이 지금 노래하고 듣고 있고 극락강이 강주의 강입니다. 극락강이 또 춤추고 흘러가고 있습니다. 여러분이 너무나 연극을 잘해 주셔서 그래서 여러분 인간은 선함을 믿으셔야 합니다. 이렇게 제가 프롤로그를 했는데요. 우리 안에 자라고 있는 인류의 씨앗을 믿으셔야 합니다. 이것이 선한 의지와 영향력이 되어서 많은 예술이 꽃피어서 코로나 블루를 물러나게 했으면 좋겠습니다. 정말 행복했습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 영상 디자이너로 참여한 요한이기도 하고 그리고 신성환입니다. 덴마크의 과정에서 여러 가지를 많이 느꼈습니다. 쉽지 않은 여정이었던 건 사실이고 굉장히 너무 전체적으로 달랐기 때문에 뭔가 저한테 익숙하지 않은 경험 그래서 더 기억에 많이 남을 것 같다는 생각이 들었고 저희가 생각해야 될 것 중에 하나라고 이번 전체 공연을 제가 느낀 것 중에 하나는 한국 사람들은 사실 전체 기술적인 시스템에 능하고 저는 여기 계신 분들 중에는 그래도 스텝으로 참여를 했고 주로 기술을 다루는 영역의 일을 했기 때문에 제가 오딘에서 과정을 진행하는 동안에는 기술적인 것들이 저한테는 좀 못 미치는 그런 것들이 있었는데 뭔가 한국에서의 대다수 스태프들이나 이런 분들이 오딘에 적응하기는 힘들지 않을까라고 생각을 했어요. 동시에 한국에서는 없었던 것들을 제가 느꼈거나 경험한 것들은 굉장히 오랜 시간 동안 연구되고 고민해온 어떤 흔적들이 피지컬 스코어라는 그 작품을 형식을 통해서 보여졌고, 이거는 하루아침에 하루아침에 보여질 수 있는 부분이 아니다라는 걸 많이 느꼈습니다. 실제로 공연 기간 중에 프랑스에서 연출을 공부했던 제 지인이 공연을 보러 와서 아, 역시 오딘이네 라는 이야기를 했어요. 그러니까 오딘다운 스타일을 여전히 변치 않고 갖고 있다는 그것을 관객들이 이렇게 느꼈다라는 거는 이제 오딘 스타일을 알고 계신 분이 공연을 보고 말씀하신 거고, 오딘을 처음 본 거는 굉장히 새로운 경험이었다라는 그런 소감을 남겼습니다. 여러 가지 뭐 일화도 많고, 저희끼리 한국 멤버분들이 이제 오딘에서, 그러니까 덴마크에서 생활을 하면서 뭐 여러 가지 일들이 생기면서 이거는 정말 애프터워가 아니라 프레젠트워 같다는 그런, 네. 그 정도의 뭔가 그 여러 변화라던가 뭐 저희가 느끼는 그런 것들도 있었지만, 정말 저는 매 순간순간이 매우 럭키하고 기적적이다라고밖에 생각할 수 없는 게, 공연 하루 전날까지 공연이 진짜 이루어질지 아닌지 불안한 상황에서 준비를 했었고, 네, 참 여러 가지로 매우 오래 기억에 남고 앞으로도 작업을 하는데 큰 영향을 미치게 될 것 같은 그런 경험이었습니다. 좀 더 뭔가 코로나만 아니었다면 저희가 더 가깝게 더 많은 시간을 즐겁게 보낼 수 있지 않았을까 생각하는데, 개인적으로는 그 부분이 많이 아쉽고요. 이번에 오딘에서 오신 이 덴마크 모든 분들이 이번이 처음이겠지만 마지막이 아니기를 바랍니다. 언제라도 다시 한국에 좋은 기회로 와서 만날 수 있으면 좋겠고, 반대로 여기 계시는 한국 선생님들, 모든 한국 분들도 덴마크에 또 좋은 계기로 가서 다시 힘을 합칠 수 있는, 그때는 코로나가 없어야겠죠. 네, 그 상황에서 다시 만날 수 있으면 좋겠습니다. 너무 감사합니다.
다들 한마디씩 해주셔서 감사하고요. 짧은 시간으로 소개를 해드렸지만 정말 마음속에는 나누고 싶은 이야기가 훨씬 더 많을 거라고 생각이 듭니다. And now I want to ask Zeus, could you introduce some more members of the team who was not here, but the people who participated in this project?
Yes. Home in Denmark, we had two assistants, Michelle from Belgium and Baran from Turkey. They were our assistant for 2 months. And then also Paul, another technician. And Fausto, who is our light designer, is now working in Theatre 1. And then we also have our new member, Simone, who is standing there filming, taking care of us in all kinds of needs. And then I also want to mention some people who's not on the stage. It's Juri Park from ACC and Jason, who make this possible, together with Per, because without Per believing this from the start to the end, we will not able to do this. And then also Dongil, very important, because he's the one who brought all of us together. He was crazy enough to bring all of us together. And he had been very good in finding very good people, warm people, good energy, presence. So a big thanks to Dongil. He's not here, but even everything we had been going through, Dongil and Per never gave up. And then I also wanted to mention Barbara, the administrator from NTL, Odin, who has been the coolest mama, taking care of all the numbers in this production, and more than that. So, and then I want to mention you, because you are the one who makes sure that this also will be after war. You make the pictures, you have been filming it, and I have said it before, I'm a big fan of you. As you said in the beginning, when you came, you wanted us to talk together, we want to talk about the play, but we were in a hurry because we have been working 1 year when you come. And I said, Knut, we don't have time, we just have to jump into it. And then you did, you just jump into it, and you was so fast in having this sense of what was going on. And you have really been making beautiful pictures. And they are very deep and sensitive. And then you got this corona in Denmark. So even that you was in so short time, you actually have this feeling of what was going on around you. It was beautiful.
Thank you so much. You need to continue with Marco,
I
right?
have one more, yes. One very important one. Marco, who's from Chile, and now he's there. He was working, I can say, day and night on the costumes. Really day and night. And then as Petra was the last one, or the one who get the corona, and we have to close the whole thing, Marco was crying. Because for 2 years, he didn't have any premiere. And now 1 week before the premiere, we have to stop in Denmark. So he never saw everything in the full scale. So Marco, who has been the one also creating these characters together with the actors, because that's the way we work in Intel. It's not just one who's making costumes. It's like when you are going in making your pictures, Marco, he has also a very fine sense and communicate with the actors how to create the costumes. So a very warm, what you say, thought for Marco. Yeah. Elena was the first one who was in charge of the music together with the actors, and she was in the beginning, the first month, or the first period, because we started half a year before you came, and Elena was arranging the music with the actors. And as I said before, Tage and Roberta and Eben was doing all these workshops. Yeah. I think that was all now.
Yeah, thank you for wrapping this up. And I became quite shy because you made such a big compliment about my story. And among that, I want to share a story that when I first arrived in Denmark, I remember the times when we were talking about the Korean history and the history of Gwangju and the sorrow we had, but those feelings we really had to share, and to make that possible, we need a lot of discussions. So I remember the time when we watched a movie together called Taxi Driver, and maybe that was a good session in my memory. And all the events we went through are luckily inside my camera, and I'm so proud that I was able to discover and look into the eyes of yourself with the camera with me all the time. And it was a big honor, and thank you so much. And I'm really a person more familiar behind the camera, not speaking out like this. And yes,
who was filling all the dolls with oats and helping Marco with the costume from Russia.
So there's a lot of people involved in this project, like everyone here. So it's a big project. And we also have to thank the ACC and the KPOP for arranging all this, and Hill, OTN, and everyone in the Gwangju citizens. And so another question to you is, do you have any plans, specific plans after war in terms of the project or the collaboration?
Many, many times in this process, I've been thinking, I will never, ever do this again. Because the struggle, resistance I have never in my life experienced a process like this. But now we have finished. And now we are sitting here, and everybody individually have survived this in many, many different ways, and even with the pandemic. And I think I have been struggled on all levels you can think of, not only Corona, also with directing and be two directors, two cultures, and all this stuff. And what you then see in the end, people are growing strong with all this resistance. And with the topic of after war, there's one line: when you are, the war makes us make everything stronger than in the daily life. In a war, we love each other more. The learning is more. We feel more because we are in struggle. And that's also what's happened now. We have used a lot of time on this production, a lot of thoughts. Lots of us have been thinking, now we want to run away. I think everybody have been in this. And then when it's finished, and you can see that in the end you become a group. No matter if you want to be it, then you become a group. You become a collective mind in this process. And that's what's left. Now we could start from a good base. I didn't think this for 1 week ago. But I'm thinking today, to hear all these thoughts you're coming with and how you have been coping with this process, then yes, it will be nice, not tomorrow, maybe not in a month, maybe in 1 year, to come and gather together and then make a performance before a war begin. Yes, that will be nice to continue in some way, because now we are where we can start. We were not where we could start when we came here. We have even finished the performance.
So you mean this is not the end, it's the beginning.
It's actually the beginning, first now. Yes.
오늘 있었던 마지막 공연이 끝이 아닌 하나의 새로운 시작이라는 그런 말씀을 해주셨고요. 저희가 앞으로 어떠한 새로운 콜라보레이션과 어떠한 작업이 일어나갈 수 있는지 많이 지켜봐 주셨으면 좋겠다, 이런 말씀을 하셨습니다. So if you have any more stories to share, please raise your hand up and it's your turn. Yes, Carolyn.
When this project started, I was given 2 books to read. In the beginning, Kai from the audience was the one who gave me these books. The one was called Sorrow of War by Bao Nin, and the other one was called Human Acts. And I read these books, and especially Han Kang's book was very difficult to read because it's very well written. It's very cinematic. Like you have a movie playing on the inside of your head, and it's very brutal. So I took turns while being on another project, reading one chapter, waiting 5 days, reading another chapter. And it was also written in a way that was very easy to read. So it was difficult, this contradiction of eating the pages and having to really also take a pause because it was very overwhelming to read. Then as this project evolved, it felt a lot like when you look at a world map, or if you go into a library and you see all of these books, and then you choose one book, and then you open it, and inside of this one book, inside of this little corner of the world, there is a universe of its own that you had no chance of knowing what was hiding. And for me, starting this project was a lot like this, because one thing is knowing where Korea is on the world map, but another thing is to dive into a history that's completely foreign and estranged to you, and also to meet its people and to meet its history and to meet its sounds and smells and tastes, and all of this started for me in a book. And then we had to transform this into a theater play, where first we were supposed to go to Korea to actually find out what was this place, what did it taste like. And then in the end, we had to do it without even any Korean actors. Only Dongil came for 2 weeks, and we had to imagine, what is this place? What is this history? And you ask yourself, why are we sitting here, 6 European actors, doing a play over a Vietnamese and a Korean book about violence that in my own history is very ancient. In Europe, there has been a lot of violence, and also in very close history, but in my personal history, it's very far away. And in this process of researching, I also crossed the movie of Taxi Driver, and I tried very obsessively to find it online, to see it, and I never managed before the first project. And then the first project ended, and also that was a story of its own. And then this project started. We were back to zero. How do you make a play related to a culture where you have never been, to a violence that very estranged to your own history? How do you approach a theme like that? And there I was very happy when Sus introduced this idea of this dream-like state. Because this is what it is when you take out a book from a library or you open this little piece of world history. It is like entering a dream state, because it's not what you lived. It's something that somebody else lived. And you borrow the images and you sleep with them in your mind. And then this world where your daily rules are acting out, they disappear. And I think this was the only way. Because it also meant that when we finally met you, when finally the dream also had people, and it had tastes, and it had smells, and it had a life, then we were no longer real strangers, because actually we were visitors. So that's also why it's been very amazing to have this prologue now here, and also to be freed from having to act out your story, because we are visitors in this story, and even in the play we are visitors, and what we carry with us is an echo. It's the echo of this violence that exists everywhere, but we are not telling your story, we are visiting it. And therefore also this moment watching this movie with Canoe was really important, I think, because first of all, it made a knot from my first period to the second period, and then it made a final knot entering to Korea and seeing these streets, seeing these people, hearing your language, eating your amazing food, hearing your amazing instruments. This is a knot. And this, for me, it became more and more real. It started with the book, where you have to imagine everything yourself. Then you see the movie, you have the images and you hear the sounds, and then you come here, and then it becomes life. And for me, this has been a very important knot to have achieved. So thank you for that.
Thank you. And Yanglan, do you have anything to share?
Well, actually, I have been a little bit worried about the style of our performance and the way of expression of European style, actually. That's what, if it's called, maybe it's Breton or European or Denmark or Viking, or I don't know. In this tragic incidents, over the tragic incidents, we are really tremendously busy with making an art. So making an art out of a historical tragedy. How about, I think we have to really recollect how much are we into that real truth? How much, and for what purpose we are making this piece of art out of this tragedy? And what would be the essential element to make this kind of performance piece out of real historic tragedy? Especially this happened in Korea, happened in Vietnam, not happened in Denmark. So I think, these European actors have been very much concentrated on and have been very much serious about the materials and all the storyboard. Even though the way of expression is far different from the way of expression in Korea. So sometimes maybe, what if we have been concentrating more style than the real truth? What if we have been concentrating more artisticizing or the experiments than the real essence of this event? What do we transmit to people? And another question was, how do the Gwangju people would receive this? I really am very curious about that. The highly educated, highly artistically talented people would really appreciate this because we are very creative and we are just complex of every tremendous, music and lighting and whatever imageries and everything. But what if ordinary Gwangju people would appreciate this? So that kind of questions, came to me. And then I forgot one thing when I introduced myself before. I really thank for the workshop period. That was initiation, 2-week audience style. So I really thank Roberta and teacher Tei and teacher Even. And then I still remember when Pear's inauguration ceremony, he said, when he mentioned MOA group, my own group. Do you remember? He mentioned like that. So he considered MOA as his own. So I really want to expect him to keep that promise in the future. Thank you.
Okay, now we are running out of time, but maybe let's get just one more person who wants to share another story. Edward. I was actually trying to ask you, Edward, because you are the man who came to this land because of the food.
Yes, I want to talk about
share some stories of the food or anything you want to share.
I wanted to do some introduction with the fact that the cultural exchange was the most important for me in this project, the most interesting from the beginning. And the first time it didn't happen, we never saw the Korean or the Vietnamese or nothing. We stayed together doing our play and we sent a video to ACC. The second time we managed to be together. You arrived, Koreans, and the exchange started. We started to know each other, to work together, to speak, to sing. We had very good moments, and we became friends. We became friends, not just working together. And most of all with my Dongil, my kimchi boy. We were not speaking the same language, but we created our own communication way, and we became so good at it that I became his own official translator in the theater. And yeah, we started the exchange there with the food. I think I will keep eating kimchi in France for the rest of my life. I love it. Yeah.
Okay, so lastly, from this. To make some exchange with dance and theater and singing, and then the corona came. So we can say this is the first step of exchange. The food, the habit to be here, and this is very, very important what Edward is saying. Just to be together is a big exchange to understand two different cultures. And for me, it's been a really, really important journey to come to Asia and to try to understand, to read all these books, to come inside this culture, and to come here. And now I also love kimchi. So this is a big step into understand and feel a culture. You eat their food. You try to understand. So this is just the first step. The next is maybe to sing Pantry. Yeah.
네, 그래서 thank you for all the stories shared. We have plenty of more stories to share, but let's do it after war. And should we say we did it in the camera? Or so I'll cue you 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We did it!